Hello, everyone, and welcome to this episode of Langer at the Mic Live. This Habs postgame show here on Langer at the Mic Live after Game 1 between the Habs and Leafs, the first Habs-Leafs game since 1979 in the playoffs. And woo! That's one, baby. That's Game 1. The Montreal Canadiens beat the Toronto Maple Leafs in Game 1. Just trying to fix my audio levels here so I don't blow out your eardrums. But yeah, man, Habs, they hung on by the skin of their teeth to win Game 1 against the Toronto Maple Leafs 2-1. And they played a hard-fought classic playoff series type of game, and they came out with the win. And the first thing I'm going to mention as to why they won tonight is because of that guy right there. That guy since 2007, 2008 has been money in the playoffs for the most part. But in this game, clearly the rest, it was a concussion that he had. So obviously, it's a concussion and it affects you. But like just in terms of his lower body, like which bothered him earlier in the season, like his knee or his whatever it was that affected him early in the season, is rested and recovered because he hasn't played in 2 weeks, in 2-3 weeks. So Carey Price was money in this one, absolute money in this one. 35 saves on 36 shots. And some of those saves that he made were just perfect reads. Also controlling his rebounds late in the game. One-timer for Mitch Marner. And another instance of Nylander also had a really, really nice chance late in the game there as well off a one-timer. Like, Carey Price was playoff Carey Price tonight. He was on fire. Let's be real though. This is still just game one. And yes, there's my mom in the comments section. Exciting finish, nail biter. As usual, if you're tuning in, leave a comment in the comment section and let's celebrate this win for now. This huge Habs win in game one. The first playoff game the Habs have played against the Toronto Maple Leafs since 1979. And just like the last one, I believe the Habs must have won that game because they won the Stanley Cup that year. They win this one against the Toronto Maple Leafs to start the best of 7 series. So Carey Price, man, was money. He was on fire. He was just, and also here's another play. So he was controlling his rebounds, but also he was reading the play perfectly. And I described this in my Mike Langer interview shows that I've been doing on Twitter, because check that out at Mike Langer on Twitter. I'm going to be doing them all playoffs because let's just say we want, I want to be talking about the Habs in the intermission, and just if there's good things or bad things, I want to be able to talk about it and allow, my followers and you guys to vent about whatever is on your mind. And yes, Matt Cowan, look, this is one game, but Matt Cowan believes, and I'm not going to jump to any conclusions because this is still the Toronto Maple Leafs, who are the best team in the North Division all year for a reason. And this was the first playoff game. And the Habs, like I said, like I've been saying all along on this podcast, the Habs, they are a different team when they are rested and healthy and fresh. And even though Kotkaniemi and Cole Caulfield were not in the lineup, much to the dismay of many fans, including yours truly, and we talked about it at length in our Habs-Leafs playoff series preview shows here on Langer at the Mic. Check them out. I mean, I guess, you could still check them out. I guess they're still valid. But yeah, when the Habs, they are fresh and healthy and rested, which they have not been since the COVID break or the return from their COVID break in March. They are a different hockey team because they skate, they hit, they play tight. They keep things simple when they're tired instead of making mistakes, although they did make a lot of mistakes tonight. There were a lot of plays where Price had to bail them out. Then that's where goaltending comes in. Playoff Carey Price making 35 saves tonight because the Habs just, as we've seen this season, there were a lot of instances where the Habs could not break out of their zone. Just simple, whether it's puck-moving defensemen that you need to skate into space and make plays with the puck in terms of breaking out of your zone, or if it's forwards that are supporting or supposed to be in a certain position coming down low to support the D-man. And if, let's say, the guy in the half wall, because most of the turnovers the Habs are having is at the half wall and at the blue line. It's not like they're turning the pucks over below the goal line. So when that's happening, that's on the forwards to either be in the right position to make the right type of in-sequenced breakout pass, right? Or or just make the simple play off the glass and get the puck out if there's nothing else there. But don't make things fancy, don't make things complicated and turn pucks over at the blue lines. Because we saw that from the Habs tonight, but what they did do very well, and I'll get to more in a second here, but what the Habs did very well, when they gave up turnovers, it was either they reacted well, they had sticks on pucks, sticks in lanes, and they reacted well to their turnovers when they made their mistakes. And also, they did a great job in terms of whenever they gave the Leafs an almost odd man rush, like what appeared to be some 2-on-1s or some, like 2-on-1s or odd man rushes in general. So often the Habs forwards came to back check and support the D-man. Like we saw William Nylander and Mitch Marner in the second period. It was Paul Byron and Josh Anderson streaking back, and they scored the goals, by the way. We'll get to the goals in a bit, but they just came flying back on the back check, one of which was shorthanded. And they basically took those options away from the Leafs. And now had the Leafs had Nylander or Nylander or Mitch Marner made quicker decisions on those rushes, it could have been bad for the Habs. But still, kudos to Josh Anderson, Paul Byron, and the forwards in general for back checking and covering and supporting their defensemen. And yes, Sheldon, glad to see Carey's play put the concerns that I mentioned on the preview at ease. Yes, Sheldon Weisberg was on our Langer at the Mic Habs Leafs preview show a couple days ago, and he did mention playoff Carey Price. Matt Cowan, they played well today, and Carey Price was always in position, made some big saves. Byron's goal is incredible. So let's get to the goals right now. And as usual, if you're tuning in, thank you for tuning in, and leave a comment in the comment section. If I get into something, I will stay in what I'm talking about, and I'll get to your comments later. But always appreciate the interaction, and I will acknowledge all of your comments in the comment section below or off to my side. But anyway, so first goal. Now, Kotkaniemi and Caulfield out of the lineup means for Eric Staal and Yoel Armia or whoever else. But here's the thing. Eric Staal was really effective in this game. Eric Staal did only play 10 minutes, but in those 10 minutes, he was good on the forecheck. He made really good passes to set up Josh Anderson and create good scoring chances. One of which was the goal in the first period where it was the Leafs got caught, I think, on a change or whatever, and Josh Anderson just used his speed. And Josh Anderson, who hasn't scored in I don't know how many games in the end the regular season, but what he was doing was skating and hitting and just being a force on the forecheck. And he used his speed to catch that really good pass from Eric Staal, Tyler Toffoli. I forget, they both got assists on the goal, but anyway, caught the pass and with a really nice quick shot, perfect shot on Jack Campbell, quick release, crossbar, and in off Jack Campbell to give the Habs the 1-0 lead in the first period. Josh Anderson, by the way, had 4 shots, 3 hits, 14 minutes of ice time, 1 goal plus 1. Josh Anderson made his money today. Josh Anderson, he collected his paycheck today and earned it with Carey Price. Now on the shorthanded goal by Paul Byron, another guy that a lot of people have been criticizing, including myself, because I'm not going to remove myself from this equation here. Yoel Armia, who, by the way, had a 2-on-0 in the second period and just completely missed his move. And he could have maybe passed it to Josh Anderson, but I don't hate the fact that he decided to shoot or to go for the deke or whatever he went for, but he missed for like the 300th time this year with breakaways. So, but on the Leafs' fourth power play because they had another one, or third power play, Leafs third power play. Yoel Armia with the great play at the blue line to swat the puck out. Paul Byron, great hustle to beat the Leafs last man back with speed. It must have been, I think it was Riley or Sandin. I forget who was on that play because I don't care about the Leafs. Well, I mean, I guess I should, but anyway, for the sake of this channel, yeah. So Paul Byron with the hustle to win that puck race, and he just he got tripped up. I don't know if there's going to be a delayed penalty there, maybe even a penalty shot. I don't know. But to fall down, keep concentrating on the puck. Campbell went for the poke check. Byron evaded it. Nice finish. Paul Byron with Josh Anderson, with Carey Price. Even though Paul Byron has put on waivers many times this year, and even though he's making $3.4 million and is arguably overpaid for what he did in the season, he made his money tonight, just like he did in the bubble last year. And he was just skating hard and also tough on the forecheck. You want to talk about how he played today? Overall, 2 shots. How big is he? What, like 5'8", 5'9", 160, 170 pounds or something? Guess how many hits he had? 7. Paul Byron had 7 hits tonight. 1 goal, not the assist, 1. I was looking at the wrong numbers there, but yeah, the second goal, the go-ahead goal in the third period with the Leafs on the power play to put this game out of reach, or not out of reach, but to give the Habs the 2-1 lead in a tight game 1. Phoenix Play says in the comment section, not a Leafs fan or Habs fan, but damn, hockey is physical coming from a Raps fan. Yeah, that's playoff hockey. And again, honestly, I'll be honest, I've been just focusing on, I guess, the preview shows I've been doing and a lot of other work that I have so that I can be able to watch and enjoy this Habs-Leafs series, or at least cover this Habs-Leafs series. Maybe it's not guaranteed that I enjoy it if the Habs get swept. But anyway, so, but playoff hockey, like, we forget sometimes that playoff hockey is a completely different animal. It's a completely different ball game from the regular season. And guys skate harder. It's faster, tighter, and all that. But we say it. We talk about it all the time in the regular season, but we forget exactly what it's like until we actually see it, or we're reminded of it. Like tonight, first period, the Habs are flying all over the place. They hit the Leafs. The Habs out hit the Leafs. What was it? 55-27. So the Habs executed their game plan, as I tweeted at Mike Langer. Again, give me a follow at Mike Langer, and also look out for my intermission shows at Mike Langer on my Twitter account. The Habs strategy is to wear down the Leafs physically, and they have done that in this game, but you also have to outscore your opponent, which the Habs also did, which they weren't doing through 2 periods, because the Leafs, they pushed back hard in the second period. And William Nylander just is a Habs killer. Got another one. It was Nick Foligno doing a great job in front of the net. Drew both Kulak and Sherratt to try to box him out, which left William Nylander on the back door wide open. And he just made no mistake and buried the rebound there. That was tough for Price to handle because of the traffic in front. But yeah, William Nylander, just Habs killer. And the Leafs had a really good second period, outshooting the Habs 8-7, but 5 of those 7 shots must have come like with 5 minutes left, because the Habs had like 2 shots for the longest time in that period. Randy N in the comment section, hey Langer, Byron is the man. Hard fought, wore the Leafs out. Yes, or the last. I could say last. Armia had a great forecheck on Thorne to free the puck to Byron. Yes, great play by Armia there. And Armia is a really good penalty killer, by the way, because I found whenever the Habs struggle on the penalty kill, and by the way, they shut out the Leafs 0-for-4 on the night for the Leafs on the power play, who continue. I wouldn't say the Leafs struggled on the power play. They just, because they got their shots, but they weren't as quality as they would have liked. The Habs did a tremendous job boxing people out, not giving up second, third, whatever many chances. Price was money, controlling the rebounds, of course. So yeah, Armia great on the PK. But I was going to say, when the Habs struggled on the PK, I find it's actually when it's Evans and Lehkonen and Weber on the penalty kill altogether. But they survived tonight, and they did a fantastic job. I did not love the power play, though. The Habs power play, they got a really good one late, but they were 0-for-5. But I want to talk about something else first, because yes, Randy is bringing up exactly what I want to get into right now. Anyone think Perry did it on purpose? Hell no. So we all know what happened in the first period there. John Tavares takes a big hit from, Ben Sherratt, and Corey Perry was right behind, or just skating into that collision, and just couldn't get away from it in time. That's an accidental play by Corey Perry kneeing John Tavares in the head there. So that's a scary, accidental, fluky play. It doesn't look like in slow motion, right? Like but you have to keep in mind that the game is fast, and Corey Perry could not get away from that collision in time. So that was purely by accident by Corey Perry. And my thoughts, prayers, best wishes go out to John Tavares, who got rushed to hospital. I don't know if there's any update posted on him, but essentially, look, health, happiness, and well-being. Maybe some of you don't agree with me, but I don't care, because it's true. Happiness, health, and well-being is more important than playoff hockey. And even though John Tavares is on the Toronto Maple Leafs and we all dislike the Toronto Maple Leafs, well, my best wishes and prayers go to John Tavares. Hope he recovers. And I'll even say, I hope he comes back in this series. Because that's a scary play, and no one wants to see that. No one wants to be part of that. But I will have to say, though, and I said this on my intermission show, one of my intermission shows, that as a kinesiology major, I'm not a doctor, I'm not a master's student, anything like that. I graduated from kinesiology, and now I'm in sports broadcasting. at the College of Sports Media. Shout out CSM. But the Leafs medical staff there, I don't know what the heck they were doing. Seriously, I have no idea what the heck they were doing in that situation where John Tavares just took a knee at a high speed, knee to the head. He's lying there. I don't know if he's conscious. And they're like, I don't know, like, and I think it was, I don't know how many replays there are on it, but maybe Tavares was trying to stand up. I don't know. But as the medical staff, you have to make sure Tavares stays down on the ice and doesn't move, because you don't know if that's a head injury. You don't know if that's a neck injury. You don't know what the heck that is. So you have to protect him and stabilize him and not let him try to stand up like he did, because when he did try to stand up, he was basically leaning back and he could have very well pulled something in his leg or fall back on his head and have his lower leg separate from his upper leg. So I don't know what the hell the Toronto Maple Leafs medical staff were doing there, but man, at least it was nice to see John Tavares give the thumbs up to the virtual crowd. And it's also a lot of people, Habs fans and Leaf fans, hate both Marc Bergevin and Kyle Dubas. Whether it's one way, whether it's Leaf fans hating Dubas and Bergevin or Habs fans hating Bergevin and Dubas, whatever it is. But keep in mind, again, happiness, health, and well-being is more important than hockey and more important than playoff hockey. So, and the fact that Dubas right away did everything he could, like just getting on the phone quickly, making whatever arrangements he had to do to make sure John Tavares was okay. And also, we've seen this from Marc Bergevin before. Remember, Lars Eller back in 2013 took an elbow from Eric Greiba. It was Eric Greiba. Yeah, I think it was Eric Greiba. And it was all bloodied and all that. I think it was stretchered off. 2013, game 1 against the Ottawa Senators. Marc Bergevin was right there in the tunnel to make sure that Lars Eller was okay. So my point is that as much hate that Marc Bergevin and Kyle Dubas get from both fan bases, both ways, they are genuine, caring, and responsible human beings that care for their players and want the best for them. So again, my best wishes go out to John Tavares and hope he's okay. And yeah, we'll just wait anxiously for an update on that. And yeah, obviously everyone in the comment section, Randy, Sheldon, Matt Cowan, also giving their best wishes to John Tavares, and my mom saying thumbs up was truly a welcome sight. Yes, as usual, guys, and thank you, Mom, for tuning in all the way from Montreal. By the way, we're in the heart of downtown, right in the heart of Leafs Nation, right here, right in the heart of Toronto, and yeah, it just feels extra nice, especially to post selfies at the CN Tower with Habs gear on Game 1 of the first Habs-Leafs playoff series since 1979. That was fun. I don't care how rough the season was, but this game was exciting to watch, and be thankful that the Habs came out to play this game. Couple other notes I want to get to, or as usual, you could always leave comments in the comments section. I'll get to those as well. I found Brendan Gallagher in this game. First period, that entire line of, I would say 3 lines were cooking in the first period. You had the Lehkonen, Byron, Evans line. You had the Gallagher, Tatar, and Deneau line. You had the Stahl, Anderson, and Perry lines all cooking, but the Toffoli, Suzuki, and Armia line, at least 5-on-5, took a while to get things going, I found. And and Gallagher, though, was good in the first period, but I found he was a little quiet from that point forward. He was, he played 14 minutes, 2 shots on goal. He had a couple of chances on the power play there, but I was maybe expecting a little bit more from Brendan Gallagher, but it was his first game back after the even though he played his conditioning stint with Laval on Monday. Like Brendan Gallagher, he'll be better going forward in this series, though. And at least, look, he did his job. He did everything they need to do defensively, at least. And but I think he'll bring a little more fire as the series goes on. Also, just going back to that Tavares incident one more time, I disagree. I mean, I know emotions are high and you're trying to respond, but that was a stupid fight by Nick Foligno there on Corey Perry. Like, it was clearly by accident. So what are you trying to prove there? Like, it's one thing that if Corey Perry got away with some kind of elbow or something, gets tossed from the game, and then in game 2, he gets suspended 1 game, comes back in game 3, and then you drop the gloves with him. Okay, that's the code. But here, I don't understand that, and I don't agree with it. And I would have not been happy had that been the other way either. Had a Habs player, like, I don't know if Nick Suzuki, God forbid, knock on wood, got accidentally clocked like that. from an accidental play, and I don't know, Joel Edmondson decided to drop the gloves with Wayne Simmons. Like, I wouldn't have agreed with that either. God forbid if that happens. But anyway, that's all I want to say on that as well. Let's take some of the comments here, stick it to the laughs. Now it got them thinking. But look, it is a best of 7 series. It's a long playoff series. It's one game, and the Leafs, they won the division for a reason. So I'm not jumping to any conclusions here. Remember the Habs, how they won their last Stanley Cup in 1993. LA Kings won game 1, but then the Habs won 4 straight in a row. So look, I'm not saying the Leafs will win 4 in a row. I'm not that negative, but it's still, I'm not jumping to any conclusions here by any means. Stahl line was on fire. I agree. Stahl was even though he didn't play a lot, he was effective when he was on the ice. Edmondson, Sherratt were huge tonight. I really like their games as well. Again, even though they got caught a couple of times in the second period with a couple of, I feel like that long change, for some reason, more so against the Leafs, hurts the Habs in the second period more than against any other team. Whenever they're playing the Leafs this year, that long change just somehow hurts them, and I don't know why. But yeah, those Joel Edmondson, Sherratt were huge tonight. I didn't like Sherratt though on Austin Matthews, where Matthews, maybe he hit him from behind. I don't know. By the way, I don't know how the Leafs had 3 delay of game penalties. I forgot to mention that, and got away, and the Habs couldn't make them pay. But whatever. It's just, I already mentioned the power play was not good until the last one at least. But Edmondson and Sherratt, yeah, they were huge. Sherratt, I didn't like that play where he decided to come back and punch Matthews in the back of the head. I don't care if you think you got hit from behind. Smarten up. It's the playoffs. Every penalty, every moment of indiscipline counts. So, smarten up. Don't retaliate, and keep just the whistle blows and end of story. Don't retaliate. Don't take that stupid penalty. But apart from that, yes, Habs defensemen were very solid tonight. Clint Westwood, Splat, Foligno, okay. Randy N, Lars Eller in past year's playoffs. Yeah, already mentioned that. Cheer for the Habs, not jumping to anything. Exactly. Yep, just not jumping to anything either. Last time the Habs won the cup, everybody thought the Leafs were entitled to it that year. Yeah, that was back in the famous Gretzky series against the LA Kings there. But look, what happened there happened, and the Leafs did not win the Stanley Cup, and the Habs beat the LA Kings after that famous Marty McSorley stick measurement and Desjardins. We all know what happened there. And do you feel that Toronto does a lot of pick plays and not getting called for penalties for interference? That's an interesting point there, Randy. I don't think that's so much of an issue in hockey as it is in football. Football, you see it all the time. You stack 3 receivers on one side. You have the outside guy run an inside route, and the inside guy or the slot guy run to the outside and try to just, pick the defensive backs. I don't think it's that obvious in hockey. That's good. That honestly, I'll be honest, I didn't even really notice that, so I'm not really able to comment on that. But I wouldn't say it's so much of an issue or so noticeable to me in hockey. I could be wrong. You could ask, if you ask one of the players, maybe they'll say something different. I'm just a guy like you guys watching the game who happens to have played the game for a long time and coached the game for a long time, and now I'm covering the game. But yeah, just basketball too. It's a standard pick and roll. It's allowed, but it's not allowed obviously in football and in hockey. But I feel like it's more of a problem than in football than hockey, to answer your question at least. Couple of things. Anything else I want to get to? I don't know. Again, just keep firing away with the comments. I'll keep taking the comments as usual. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. What's it called? If not noticeable, Habs should do it. Look, I mean, I guess anything that you can to do anything that you can to win. But I would say the Habs should focus more on doing what they did tonight defensively, and just, I would say offensively, try to get a little bit more quality shots, like more shots to the point with more traffic, because Weber, to his credit, got a lot of pucks to the net tonight. Shea Weber had 6. Is that right? Yeah, 6 shots on net tonight. But too often there wasn't enough traffic in front. And Weber, he has his shot, and okay, maybe his shot might be a little bit affected by his injury, but even if it's not, his shot is hard shot, but it's not like a high percentage play where he's going to score from the blue line with no traffic in front. It works sometimes, don't get me wrong, but it's not a high percentage play. You'd rather have traffic in front where, I mean, Weber, assuming he doesn't miss the net or kill someone, he gets a nice low shot, creates a rebound, and that's where you get more higher percentage scoring chances. So that's what I want to see a little bit more. Yes, Carey Price's play enormous once again. Playoff game face. What Price kind of faltered on, though, was not taking the whistle with 3 minutes left. That led to the Deneau tripping penalty. It led to the Leafs having a power play late like that. That was Carey Price. He should have taken the whistle there. I know you want to keep the play going. I know you want to tire out the Leafs' top guys on the ice or just not give them the chance to change. But guess what? You just surrendered 36 shots. Your guys are also pretty tired. And, you have to be able to, just your guys need a break as well. So slow the game down, even though it's a defensive zone face-off, sure. But it's better than having to kill a penalty or turning the puck over at the blue line and then having to react to that. Or, like I said, take a penalty. Randy, agree with you there. Not enough traffic. PPU is ineffective. Just get more traffic in front and settle the plays down a little bit more. But also credit the Leafs were really good on the penalty kill. And yeah, Matt Cowan, I don't know if I mentioned that save on Marner yet, but that was huge by Carey Price. That 2-on-1 give and go between Marner and I want to say Hyman absolutely robbed Mitch Marner. Like, if Price keeps playing like that, if anything, we'll get the Leafs thinking. It's if Carey Price keeps playing like this. That will get into the Leafs' heads. Absolutely. Look what happened to them with Columbus last year, right? Look what happened with them against Columbus last year. That Korpisalo and Elvis Merzlikins and John Tortorella's just frustrating game, like old school game of, we're going to let you possess the puck all you want, but we're going to block a million shots and make a million saves and not give you any quality scoring chances. Like, that frustrated them last year. I'm not saying that's a way to win necessarily, because Columbus, when you run to a more talented team than you are, like they did against Tampa, doesn't exactly take you very far. It might take you in 5 extra overtime periods, but it might not necessarily take you to a cup if you don't have all that talent. So I wouldn't say in this NHL it's a way to win, but if Price plays well and the Habs can continue to convert on their scoring chances, that will get in the Leafs' heads. Absolutely. There was maybe one more thing I wanted to mention that I might have forgotten. Josh Anderson, again, great game by Josh Anderson tonight. He made his money tonight. Absolutely. I think I covered it all, guys. Yeah. Thank you as usual so much for tuning in. Be sure to give a big thumbs up on this video. Randy didn't see too much rust from the injured Gallagher, Price, and Weber. Like I said, a little bit on Gallagher, but not so much Price and Weber. But I'm not worried about Gallagher. He'll be fine. But as usual, guys, I'm going to wrap this up here because it is getting a little bit late here. But as usual, give me a big thumbs up on this video. Subscribe to my channel here at Langer at the Mic. Give me a follow on Twitter, Instagram, and TikTok at Mike Langer for all three. And also watch out for my intermission shows on Twitter at Mike Langer. I'll be bringing that to you as well. But thank you guys so much for joining us here at Langer at the Mic live. And to steal a line from Jeff Kavanaugh, a Dallas Cowboys guy on 105.3 The Fan, but you never know what someone else is going through or someone else is dealing with. So you can dislike the Leafs, you can dislike their fans, but no bullying, no attacking, play nice, and just look out for each other, just like with John Tavares. Best wishes to John Tavares and hope he recovers well. But thank you so much for tuning into this Langer at the Mic live show, and I look forward to seeing you next time at the end of Game 2 on Saturday. Go Habs, go.